Just want to welcome everyone back to Texas Silver. If you're new here, appreciate you coming and checking out my channel. Today's kind of going to be a video that's, I don't know, I guess just had a bunch of different thoughts and kind of put it together. So there's not really one subject. It's just a handful of things. And then stick around to the end. I do a little bit of fishing and I'm going to put that at the end of the video. So if you're interested in that. I wasn't going to address this, but I guess it's too big not to. Generally, I don't watch the mainstream news, so I really don't follow what's going on. I get most of my news. Mainly, I just care about financial stuff, but all the stuff in the news, everything that's going on overseas right now, over in the Middle East, it's a big deal. So I guess I am going to address that. I think that this is a tragedy, what's going on over there. First of all, just the amount of trillions of dollars, the lives that have been lost over there, service members, those that have come back and, are wounded or, scarred, or, their minds are messed up, PTSD, all this other stuff for the rest of their lives. For what? This country is just being taken back over in a matter of weeks. We've left equipment over there, up-armored Humvees and vehicles. We've left ammunition. We've left, I'm sure, other large munitions, missiles, rockets. We've left helicopters, Black Hawks, and apparently some fighter jets over there. So this has me a little worried. It's like, why are these forces being pulled out so quick? Is this government ramping up for something else? Is there something on the horizon that they're, about to do? I don't understand the sense of urgency. I'm all about taking pulling our troops out, but the last 20 years essentially is a waste, because of this. So I'm just wondering why are these forces being pulled out so quickly? So that makes me wonder, is there something bigger on the horizon? I don't want to get into too much conspiracy theory and doom and gloom and all that, but it just makes me think, why are we pulling out our forces, so quick? So just know that there could be something big on the horizon. So I'm going to go into a little bit of preparations and stuff, that maybe you want to think about, because this could have bigger repercussions depending on, what other major events could be coming because of this. There could be, terrorist attacks here in America because, we've left a vacuum over there and, it's going to be filled by, bad people. So, obviously, there's other stuff. There's the financial stuff we talk about that's going on. Also, everything with supply line disruptions and all that. So I'm going to highly encourage you. I know I did this video not too long ago, but you need to start taking this seriously. You need to get your security in order. You need to get your food and your water in order. Those are the main things. You can't, obviously, if you can't protect any of your stuff, it's worthless. So you need to have some of this stuff. And then look into your food and water. But this is the first thing you should be doing. If you're not taking this seriously, then what are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? That's the first thing that you should be doing. You need to be buying this. You need to be practicing. You need to be training. Take it seriously, because someone's going to take it from you. If it gets bad enough, someone's going to use lethal force and they're going to take whatever provisions you have. It doesn't matter how much water, how much food, how much gear, how much gold, silver you have. If you can't protect it, then, so another thing, if you're following some of these channels and they're not talking about security, the number one, asset, and constantly pushing that you need to be training, then I don't know if I would be following them, guys. That is the most important thing. You have to be able to protect yourself, your family, and your assets. Okay. Also think of other things like getting tools, gardening tools, hand tools, stuff, chainsaws, a generator. How are you going to make power? How are you going to cook your food? This is stuff that you need to think about. I'm not going to give you all the answers, but just think about right now, if your power were to go out, how are you going to live? How are you going to do the day-to-day stuff? How would you do it if right now your lights went off, and then you need to start filling those holes with the preps, that you need to get. All right. The goal with this is sustainability. So yeah, it's great to go buy, a couple cases of water and, some dried food, which, is great for maybe a week or two or a month, depending on how much you put back, but you need to be looking at sustainability. So that's why you need to be looking at water filters. You need to be looking at, some sort of rain catchment system. You need to be able to have this as a renewable resource. You need to look at gardening. Myself, I haven't started a garden. I do have all the seeds. I still probably do need to get some gardening tools, but I have 6 months worth of food put back that'll allow me to be able to survive, that's dry food, until I'm able to get that garden going. And then obviously y'all know what I have for water. I have pretty much unlimited resources when it comes to water. But that's the goal. You need to look towards sustainability, being able to survive for a year or two, not just, 2 or 3 weeks are great, but you need to look at long-term, think long-term. Okay. Probably the most important thing, honestly, you could do right now, besides this right here, is get your debts paid off. Quit putting stuff on the credit card. Try and pay down any negative debt, vehicles, personal loans, just stuff that's, obviously most people can't pay off their house in a quick manner. And I think over time, you're going to pay your mortgage off with inflated dollars anyways. But so I wouldn't concentrate so much on the mortgage. I would concentrate on getting out of debt, anything that's considered negative debt. Okay. A thing you probably need to do is draw up a budget and see where all your money is going. See where the waste is and see if you can, cut those things out. So that's the best thing to do, is look at your bank statements, put everything on paper and start doing the math and see how much you're wasting going out to eat every day, or how much you're wasting, on cigarettes or beer, or, whatever you're spending your money on. Okay. You just need to live within your means. A lot of people, will tell me I don't make enough money. Well, that's crap, in my opinion. It's not spending more than you make. I know that sounds, easier than it is, I guess, sometimes, but that's really what it comes down to. If you're constantly saying that you need to make more money, no, you have a spending problem. You don't have an income problem. Okay, obviously not in everyone's case. There may be some people that, are making, really low wages, but, your average blue collar worker, you should be able to survive and make your necessities, your survival necessities, off of that pay, whatever it is. So you need to reassess, stuff in your life and cut out any waste. Okay. Another thing y'all can look at is downsizing your house. I know right now, real estate is a mess and everything's expensive, but if you have to, if you're hurting because of your mortgage, look at maybe downsizing or renting, moving into, a friend's or family's house, and I know this won't work for everyone. I'm just giving ideas of what you can do. Maybe take on a roommate, see if you can rent your garage out to someone to live out there. Just think of different ways that you can generate more income. Okay. And as I stated before, I would not buy real estate right now. I had a comment, gentleman was saying that I needed to talk about more than just gold and silver. I need to talk about, property, way to diversify my portfolio, telling people to look at real estate, income producing properties, look at mutual funds, stocks and all that. Well, I don't know that I agree with that. I think the stock market is in a bubble. I think it is going to continue to go up, but I'm not smart enough to be able to follow the trends and know when to get out. And I don't think most people are smart enough. And the thing is, once everyone starts to exit, there's not going to be enough exits, in my opinion, and there's going to be a lot of people hurt. So if you can invest in the stock market and you know what you're doing and you can watch it and follow the trends and know how to do it, then yeah, absolutely, get after it. Just, I would just really caution anyone that's in anything that's in a dollar denominated asset, I would caution you. Okay. Okay. I'm not smart enough to pick tops. Maybe you are. A channel that I'm going to highly recommend, and I watch him religiously, and the guy's brilliant. He's a little goofy. Greg Manarino, I love you, but sometimes you're a little over the top. But very smart man. That is his channel, Greg Manarino. Look him up, follow him. He is amazing. That man has been calling the markets pretty much to a T since I've followed him, and I want to say I've followed him for 2 or 3 years. And he's brilliant. I'm going to give him his props. I have learned a lot from him. He's been part of my awakening, and he pushes silver, also #1 asset. But he talks cryptos and he talks the market. His thing is, there's 4 things you have to watch: crude oil, the dollar, the 10-year yield, and the Fed balance sheet. And right now he's saying the stock market's going to keep going up. I believe what he says. I'm just not in it. My assets are diversified in land that I purchased 10 years ago for pennies on the dollar compared to what I could get it today. I'm in cattle, and then obviously I'm in security and also some gold, but mainly silver. And then also I'm investing in myself. Also, I have been putting money into my property trying to improve it. So for me, the stock market, I don't want to be in it, but I'm not going to discourage people from it. Just make sure you know what you're doing and be careful. Okay. I had a question about platinum and palladium. I think they're probably great assets to accumulate. The reason why I don't personally is because they've never been money. But I think commodities are about to be, in a bull market, probably in the next, who knows, next couple months, years, to come. I think that's going to be the next thing. Commodities are going to go to the moon. So be diversified. If you want platinum and palladium, get after it. I'm just not going to do it, but I don't think it's wrong if you want to get that. Also, look into the full copper pennies. I think it's 1981 and older are. Copper. The new ones that are made, I think, are copper jacketed zinc. I would stay away from those. It might be 1983. I would Google it just to see, but it's probably not a bad idea to have copper if you want to go, that route. I forgot to put this in my silver video the other day, but I think eventually silver is going to be worth the same as gold, if not more, based off its scarcity and how it's used in all these electronics, and how the demand is just going to keep growing, and how silver is going to keep being consumed. And that's why I'm so heavy in silver. That's another main reason, is because I think it'll eventually be worth more than gold. I could be wrong, but that's why I'm so heavy in silver. Also, Greg Manarino says silver is the #1. So follow what Greg says. And I'm just kidding about that. But no, Greg is good to go. But remember, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not, a financial advisor. So do your due diligence. There you go. Do your research and do what's best for you. Okay. Right now, I think accumulation of silver is the name of the game. You're trying to put back as many ounces as possible. So, I know, one guy was beating me up about American Silver Eagles and the premium and all that. I was just explaining all the different forms of silver, and if you were to want to buy coins, that's why I recommend the American Eagle. I'm not saying that, to get that. I haven't bought an American Eagle in a long time. It's probably been over a year or two. I was buying them back for $17, $18 a piece. I'm not paying $10, $15, per coin premium right now. It's just not going to happen. But I would advise you to accumulate as many ounces as possible. I think that's the name of the game. So I would be trying to buy as many ounces at the lowest spot price as possible. Okay. It seems like people are waiting for silver to drop. I think silver could drop in price. But I remember probably about a year and a half ago, silver dropped down to like $12 an ounce. And the problem was you couldn't obtain it. And they raised the premium. So silver was actually more expensive, even though the spot price was cheaper, because the dealers raised the premiums on these. So if you want silver, I wouldn't wait for it to drop to $22 or $20 or whatever. I think if it does drop into the teens, the dealers are just going to raise the prices. If you've noticed, the paper price and the physical price have separated greatly over the last year and a half or 2 years, whenever that big dip happened. So if you want silver, you need to get it now, guys. I think it's at a great price point. Is it in the teens? No. But with all the money printing that has happened, I think you'd be a fool not to at least get some. So if the price drops, buy some more. Dollar cost average. Don't sit there and wait and like, oh, I'm going to buy it when it gets to 17 an ounce, because it may never get there. It may go up from there and we never see the teens ever again. I don't think it'll get in the teens, but if it were to happen, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I think what's going on with this sickness and everything, it's, I don't know if, y'all follow the good book and what it says. I'm not saying that that's the times we're in, but some of this is starting to rhyme with stuff that's talked about. So I do think something big could happen, be it civil unrest within the country or civil unrest, with other nations. I think there's going to be food shortages that are coming. You really need to get food now. With all this inflation, I think it would be smart to put some food back with the supply chains and all that. I am concerned. I think inflation is just going to skyrocket. And look at Venezuela. Right now there is food on the shelves, but the people can't afford it because the inflation is so high. And I think that's what would happen here. Obviously, I think the shelves are going to be bare compared to, how, we've been used to. But I think the food that is going to be on there, a lot of people won't be able to afford it. So that's another reason why, I do the silver thing, because I think there's still going to be access to some of this stuff, but I think the general population isn't going to be able to afford it. So I think I heard something like an ounce of silver today will feed a family of 4 for 6 months in Venezuela. It's something like that, but it's just 1 ounce of silver would go so far for so many people in Venezuela. And so I think that could come here, the same thing. Okay. I think there's a chance that with this health thing going around, that they're going to start limiting our movement. That's possible. And so just, you need to be prepared to be self-sustainable at your house. There's talk of, these businesses not allowing you to go in there if you don't have the proper medical history. You have to provide medical history proving that you're okay to go in that business. So it may even get to where you're not even allowed to go and shop in certain places. Okay. So just know, if you refuse, the precautionary measures, you may not be able to go into establishments and get the stuff that you need. So you need to be self-sustainable, self-reliable as possible. Just remember that silver is financial insurance. It's a preservation of wealth, and it's transferring your money from this financial system to the next. I want to talk a little bit more about diversification. As I stated before, I would not be buying real estate, but if you're able to pay cash and get maybe an acre or two somewhere that you're able to start, you got to see what the end goal is. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? So if you're able to buy an acre or two that you're going to start growing, it's going to be your bug out location, or you're going to start, start a little, like a weekend hobby farm or whatever, to where if the crap hits the fan, you have a place to go, start a garden out there, then yeah, I'd be good with it. But you need to be getting the dry food that I mentioned before, get some seeds, and get heirloom seeds. But maybe try and look at getting some goats, some chickens, stuff like that. You shouldn't be buying anything unless you can pay cash for it. I wouldn't be putting any of this stuff on credit cards. Get your credit cards paid off. And like I stated before, I think silver's at a great buying price right now. I'm probably gonna place a sizable, order in the next probably couple days. I may even do it tonight. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm doing my Christmas shopping now, and this will probably be another video, but I'm probably going to purchase a bunch of 1 ounce coins. And when you go to Christmas with Texas Silver, that's what you get. And at first, I think my family was kind of like, what is this? But now they love it. And I even got my mom on board with it, which she was kind of resistant to it, maybe didn't understand it. But now she's excited, when she gets that. So that's another way to help family members stack and get them exposed to it and get them excited. So if it's a birthday or Christmas, you're going to be opening silver from Texas Silver. And no, y'all cannot come to my Christmas or birthday. No, I'm just kidding. All right, I think time is running out to accumulate the silver. So if you want it, get it now. Quit putting it off. Take action now. Don't say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to come and you're not going to do it. Get online right now, like the places that I've mentioned: Texas Precious Metals, SD Bullion, JM Bullion, Golden State Mint, local coin shop. Just go out and get some. Put some back. Remember, your family is relying on you. The only one that you can count on is yourself. I hope this video was good, informative. Hopefully it didn't run on too long. But I'm about to do some fishing. Well, actually, I did some fishing the other night, but stick around. You're about to see that. I do use this tool in the video. It is great. You put this in the fish's mouth, and it allows you to hold them. They can't get off and work. Also, I'd recommend these right here. These help get the hook out. Also, these are great to have in a first aid kit for, if you have to do stitches, also to clamp off an artery. I would definitely have a bunch of these around the house. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone's comments and y'all being here. Y'all are the best fans. And till the next one, stay safe. That is not what I wanted to catch. Oh boy. All right, this is gonna be fun. Oh, come here. No, stop. Oh. Dang it. Okay, I need your mouth open, bro. Quit it. You ain't going anywhere. Open. Athena, Okay. Oh, whoa, chill out, dude, chill out. Look at that. Big old catfish. I'm gonna go ahead and put him back though. Or her. All right, bud. Bye-bye.